Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Golf and Politics. I'm excited tonight because this is one of the preview shows that we are doing for the Golf and Politics Cup, the first annual Golf and Politics Cup. And tonight, Rob, you have a lot of your team on here. So I am outnumbered, and I'm sure I'm going to be put in some awkward positions, and I better have my A game here. So, Rob, talk to us a little bit about your team and just, how excited we are to have these 7 teammates, each of us, that are making a trip to Nebraska to be a part of this first event. And so many of every one of these people on each of our teams have been early adopters of our program and so supportive of us.
Well, first of all, I look forward to when you have your teammates on and we have 8 against 1. And I can assure you, you could make it 20 against 1 because 20 against 0 is still 0. And then I have no fear whatsoever about taking on your MAGA nonsense. But I appreciate you. I really am excited about this. This was your idea, this Ryder Cup. And I think it's going to be really cool. It's something that's going to grow every single year. Really, that first year of doing something like this, like everyone's like, what the hell is this? Why am I going to Nebraska? Who are these people? I don't know them. What have I got myself into? But I've got a good coalition of the willing, if you will. I'm really excited about this team. Not just because they're all very good players, and they are. They're very accomplished, and they love the game of golf. They love architecture. They love traveling. They love all the camaraderie that comes with it. But the most important part is that last part, the camaraderie piece. And I wanted to make sure that I had a team that was really fun, and
Yeah.
that I knew would all become friends. And one of the things that we've talked about through MG Cup every year, and there are now 48 golfers that play every year, 32 that travel for the weekend. And my favorite part of it is throughout the year when I get selfies from 2 or 3 of the guys who are meeting up and playing each other's courses together without even inviting me. And
We just invite you to our special dinners at the Breakers where you can spend a lot of money.
happy to do it. I was delighted to show up and run up that tab by a G. I like
We
nice shit.
know.
I
We
say I like,
know.
but
No, I don't know. Nick knows. Nick knows.
yeah. That's all right, Nick. You can afford it. You can handle a big meal at the Breakers. So
Oh gosh.
the bottom line of this is these are 7 of my favorite people. And regardless of politics and all the other nonsense, they love the game of golf. I love them. I'm excited for us all to be together in Nebraska. And I think that they're all competitors.
Yeah.
They've all either played competitive golf, have low handicaps, but they know how to grind it out. And the most important thing for match play golf is getting some momentum and at times just sticking it out and just hanging around and being there to the 17th or 18th hole. You don't want people that quit. And
Yeah.
nobody on the blue wave, this is team blue wave, is a quitter. Everyone's going to fight to the last putt. So I'm really excited about and getting this going.
I, and I'll tell you this too. There's nothing that's going to make me uncomfortable tonight that we talk about because the most vicious fights. Let me tell you why. The most vicious fights, and Rob can attest to this. The most vicious fights that are the most nasty and personal are within your own party, with some of the crazy things that go on. And I spend my
Within your
days
party.
dealing with craziness within my party. And you guys know the same kind of stuff goes on in yours. But I love that you picked a team, Rob, of people that aren't quitters, that want to grind it out, are serious about golf. And ultimately, like I thought about this when I picked my team too, is I want our show to be a testament to the fact that we can disagree vigorously and not like each other's positions, but still like each other personally and find ways to still get along and build friendships because I'm one to believe that who wins elections is not the ultimate thing in life. I think the relationships that we make along the way and the impact we make in people's life, whether we agree with who they voted for or not, is way more important. And I want our show to always represent that. And I think you picked a great team. So why don't you go ahead and start introducing your teammates?
Great. I'm going to go down the line as they appear on my computer screen. So I'm going to start with John Stillman. John is a Chicago boy. We met several years ago. We have a client of mine is a good friend of his family's, and we go to Miami every year in December. And John and I just became good buddies, playing golf at Doral every year, going out to nice dinners, bullshitting, having a couple of cocktails. And John has played D1 golf. He is a competitor. He hits it a mile. Um, I love every part of his game, and he can grind. So he's not just a big hitter with a lot of talent. He'll grind it out, and he's a fighter, and I like that. And to go to his fighting spirit, my favorite thing I can say about John Stillman is that his dream school was Notre Dame, and it didn't work out at first, and so he went to University of Wisconsin-Madison for law school. And I said, "John, don't worry about it. You're gonna be successful. Just kick ass there. Keep trying." He's like, I really wanna go to Notre Dame. I'm gonna go get a 4.0 my first year of law school, and I'm gonna transfer in. I'm gonna try. Like, I really belong there. I know I belong there." And it reminded me, like, I didn't get into Georgetown my first time. I ended up transferring in, and I appreciated it that much more. And so just listening to John not give up and realize his dream of going to Notre Dame for law school is just really impressive, and it's something that I admire. And
It's a good story.
that's separate from golf. But John, I'll let you tell a little bit about yourself, what you're up to this summer, your golf background, and what you're looking forward to in Nebraska.
Well, thank you, Rob, for the nice introduction. I've been very lucky to meet Rob few years back, and he's really become a great mentor to me in my life, and just a great overall friend. And I remember that day, Rob, when got the news I wasn't going to get off the wait list at Notre Dame, and you opened up to me about your story, and I remember the very first day I got in Notre Dame, you were one of the first people I had to tell, because at that tough day, you were there for me. So just thank you for that, and I couldn't be more excited. I remember when Rob told me about this trip, I was deathly ill with, I don't know, COVID, the flu. I know Republicans really don't believe in that, but I actually had about a million illnesses at once. But Rob just texted me out of nowhere, like, gives me an invite, and I'm like, I couldn't be more excited for this. So first off, really excited for this opportunity. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to meeting the rest of my team. I only know Rob, so it'll be a great time. But as Rob said, I am born and raised in the Chicago area. Grew up, I was a huge baseball fan. I'm a diehard Chicago White Sox fan, painfully. And grew up, thought I wanted to be a White Sox player. And then I realized I was 5'6", 180 when I was a freshman in high school. I realized my dream to play baseball probably wasn't in the cards. Just gave my all to golf, and had a great opportunity to go play at Bradley University in Peoria. So I played Division I golf for 5 years, had an additional year of eligibility with the pandemic, and have really kind of kept, with golf ever since. Miss it with my heart right now. I'm currently working in the Chicago loop this summer at a law firm, and getting ready for my second year of law school in Notre Dame. And just really excited overall. I mean, golf is a special thing to me. It's a great camaraderie. It's going to be great in the business world for me overall, and just couldn't be more excited, and hopefully ready to ride the blue wave into the Sand Hills. So thank you both, for this invite, and can't wait for August.
So John,
Awesome.
I don't
John,
know if I
sorry
ever
about that national championship last year. Just saying.
Bill, really, we had to start with that.
I mean, you know what? I mean,
You're my teammate, so I love you.
I
but
mean,
you
you know what?
just-
It's fine. I mean, I get it. I mean, it was a lot better of a year than what I expected. I mean, I was still kind of in my love-hate phase with Notre Dame at that point. They broke my heart not getting in there originally. But now I can actually be like one of the few people that actually cheer for Notre Dame and actually go there or have went there. So we don't have to make any jokes about that anymore.
Well,
well,
John, my vice captain, Casey Lang's a huge Notre Dame fan, and we were in Westport, Ireland, the night that Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. So if you'd have told me in that night in Ireland that Notre Dame would be playing for the national title, I told you you're crazy. And so I think it's actually an unbelievable season. And
It was.
I think Marcus Freeman's one of the best coaches in the country. So
Yeah. No, it's
he's got a lot to
Rob,
be proud of.
Rob, I think we need Rudy coming first out of the gate here for a point for Team Blue out of the gate.
I mean,
Rudy's coming
there's
out
I have no problem wherever I get in the pecking order. I mean, right now, I mean, luckily, I mean, it's kind of nice. I don't have to play to as low of a handicap as I used to. So, you know,
What is your handicap right now,
it's at
John?
plus 0.7, and it's
Brooks, it's six.
0.7.
yeah, it's actually 12. You know, I didn't touch my clubs for a bit, but
Oh no, we'll be verifying. Our team will be verifying on the USGA's website. So
yeah, I'm
good stuff.
honest man pays his
Everybody
dues.
just shut up. Everyone shut up on your handicap. All right, so Jamie Gillespie is up next. Easily one of the kindest, most genuine people in all of the District of Columbia. I've been here, I don't even want to say how long, but you run into some really smart people, some really ambitious people, but you can also run into some of the just truly most craven, self-serving assholes in the District of Columbia. It's really quite epic. But you also run into some of the best people you'll ever meet. And Jamie Gillespie is one of those for me. A few personal notes. When I was sick and out of commission, Jamie would check in on me. I hadn't been to RTJ in a long time, and I think Jamie had been there playing. And the next time I came in to my locker, I opened it, and there was an autographed Georgetown basketball from Patrick Ewing from Jamie with a dozen Titleist golf balls or a bottle of booze. Like every time I come in, he's just a thoughtful person, and not just like in gift giving, but he's just one of those people that you can trust implicitly. If you were working on an amendment or a deal or anything with Jamie Gillespie, his word is his bond. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So excited you're on here. I have 3 lefties on my team. Jamie, Nick, and Jake. Jamie, it's worked on Capitol Hill in the Senate for years for moderate Democrats. We both work for moderate conservative Democrats. So we're used to getting squeezed. They call them the blue dog Democrats. They used to be the yellow dog Democrats. But we got squeezed so hard from the left and the right, we turned blue. Jamie's a good player, hits it a long way. I think you're getting how many pops now? 6? Or
I need more.
you need more? Yeah. I met 10. But Jamie is an athlete, can hit it with the best of them, and he's not going to quit. He's going to play 18 holes, and he's going to make you bleed it out of him. And I think he'll be fun for any pairing. Pairings are going to be the toughest thing. Nick is my vice captain, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I really want to wait to figure out the pairings until we do our first practice rounds over the weekend and let everybody play with each other and get a sense of how the course sets up. The biggest wild card is going to be the alternate shot putt. So, I don't know. We're going to have to discuss as a team if it's best to put a big hitter with a shorter hitter, big hitters together, shorter hitters together. We'll figure that out. But I think team chemistry also matters, and making sure that we put pairings together of people that mesh well and play well together. And Jamie's just one of those guys, like I feel like I could pair with anybody. I could pair him with a +2 or a 10, and he's just going to go out there and get points.
Well, we have
So
no
Jamie-
+2s. We have no +2s.
Yeah, we have no. I'm heading the other way. I'm not recording another.
I think Rob, guys. So maybe Rob, you told me that your reason you stepped off the course today was because of your dedication to the show, but I'm guessing maybe you just didn't want your handicap to go any lower.
Yeah, you're
I
not
don't
going
know,
to see that
just
score anywhere near my record. But Jamie is currently with Fox Corp. I don't want to give away any trade secrets, but like for the U.S. Open at Shinnecock several years back, he ended up getting me in there with the trophy and Paul Azinger and all your other colleagues, but I don't want to tell too many people because I want to be able to call on that again. But Jamie, why don't you
Well,
talk a little bit about yourself?
Well, Rob, thanks so much. The joke always is, and it's not a joke. I want to be Rob when I grow up. And you're a awesome person. You're a tremendous golfer, and you are a fantastic lobbyist and advocate for all your clients. So, um, it's just an honor and a privilege to be with this group. Matt, I feel like I know your team better than you know your team working for Fox. So, I'll be able to get in. I've got the head games and the headspace working for our guys. No, this is going to be great. Rob's not going to tell you this, but we're going to pull out the 1999 Brookline shirts for the match day, for the singles day. And Rob, as our playing captain, has got it grinding right now like Keegan, ready to go. I mean, just dialed in at the right time. And so we are so excited. I've never been to Nebraska. I've never played golf in Nebraska. We are in for a treat. And so we're ready to go.
Well, you're going to love it. You've played in Ireland and Scotland, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to get firm and fast conditions, really natural, a lot of wind, hopefully, because it'll likely be in the 90s. But it's just the conditions of everything. It's similar playing conditions to like the London Heathland courses and the links golf that you play in the UK and Ireland. It's absolutely beautiful. And I know at the Dormy Network, Matt, they've been great working with us, putting all of this together and making sure that it's a very, personal, special experience for all of us. And I think everyone's gonna have a good time and like it. I've heard good things about Graybill too.
Yeah, I also
And the one
believe
that,
this.
David
Every
McClay
single
kid
Yeah.
makes amazing. I mean, his golf courses are super playable. They're super fun. He'll have some drivable par fours. He'll have a variety of good short three. I mean, he'll make a fun golf course, which would be perfect for this type of format. So you guys picked a good one.
And I don't believe there's anybody on either team that's ever played Gray Bowl. This will be the first time for everybody. So I think that's great.
Awesome. Next we have Jake Marvin, our Minnesotan. I met Jake in France in October or September last year. Went on a really cool Outpost Club trip where we played Morfontaine, Playboard, Chantilly. And I, unfortunately for the group, was our translator and wine orderer because I took French, and the French is admittedly un peu. But Jake was the first person I met in the airport at Charles de Gaulle, and I had my travel bag, and he came up and introduced himself, and we immediately started talking about golf and hit it off, and have since been on some really, really cool trips. Northern California, we played at San Francisco Golf Club, Asta Tiago, Lake Merced, and then we've been to Atlanta, played Peachtree, Charlie Yates Golf Course, East Lake. And he's going to be coming to FG Cup. We've got some other big golf plans for this year, some special places that will be announced TBD. But think best of the best. But Jake is a Notre Dame grad. He worked in finance in Charlotte and in Dallas, came back to Minnesota and is helping run a family business. It's very successful, and is just as smart and sharp of a guy. Fun fact, has been a participant on Jeopardy, which is pretty neat.
That's awesome.
I won't ever outrun that.
That's awesome.
You
Did
outran
you
the
win
hair-
any money?
I mean, everybody wins. I kind of risked it all at the end and lost some. So you got to go big or
Good
go
for
home,
you.
right?
Good for you.
That's the sort of energy we bring
How
to
did this
blue
not come
wave.
up? How did this not come up when we had Jake as a guest on our podcast?
because I
I'm
had
shocked. I
to
didn't know this.
Well,
you
this
got to
is-
do your research.
Jake is our first 3-time podcast,
Hell yeah. I didn't even know that.
and I feel like we should get you one of those Saturday Night Live jackets they give for the 5-time hosts. So I had to save a little bit of material. You can't shoot the wad on the first episode. You got to save a little bit. Keep them guessing, keep them interesting. But yeah, Jake's awesome guy. Hits another big hitter, hits it great. We were just at East Lake, and Peachtree, and he was bombing at Bill and he was bombing at Pathdomo, like in the air. So he can really hit it.
Like it.
Another last me.
It's called the youth. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You had a little longer hair than Jake.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Buzz,
Can
your
we-
girl-
can we-
You gonna go out for the GMP Cup?
Hey,
You got to be a little more conservative up here in Minnesota.
just to stick up for Jake. Can somebody pull up a picture of Matt with hair? How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can. I choose to shave it, Bill. I choose to shave it.
Oh yeah, sitting like a George and Hulk Hogan.
Sure, honey.
All right, Jake, tell us a little bit about your game. Your
Yeah.
back-
Yeah, as Rob said, lucky enough to meet him on a really cool trip to France. Played a bunch of good rounds of golf, and we've been on some pretty cool trips since. We played San Francisco, but Rob, you didn't play Cow Club with me. You missed out that day. I forget where you were, somewhere in Georgia. Something was going on that day. So he kind of ducked out of that San Francisco trip to go play somewhere a little bit
But I
cooler.
came
But
back.
you
I
did
come
come back, which was big of you given the circumstances.
You can tell them where I was. You can tell them.
I figured they would pick up the context clues on that one. That was when Robbie played Augusta back in December. But yeah, Rob came to me and asked me to be a member of the Blue Wave team, and I said, Robbie, I think I'm maybe a little too libertarian for this bunch, and you know, you got to remember that the opposite of libertarian is authoritarian, so I guess there's room for me on this team anyways. I'm really excited to be a part of the Democrat team here, though. I think we got a great bunch. I'm just happy to be out here repping the lefties, holding it down for the flyover states, and I think this is going to be an awesome team, and I'm really excited for the camaraderie and some good golf out at Grey Bowl.
Awesome. Lord Folkert, Bill Folkert. I mean, I just love Bill Folkert. There's nothing else I can say. There are people that, it's cliche, but who can walk into any room and just fucking lift it and just make it better and take a shitty night and put it on their shoulders like Jerome Bettis crossing the goal line. A much slimmer and trimmer Bill Folkert. So I don't want to carry you to the bus.
You
A
too,
proud
honey.
Notre Dame grad and Steeler, but Bill, I think I've probably played, other than with Nick, I've played more golf with you than anybody on the team. We've been to some special places. We've been to Ireland. We've been some awesome Colorado and Nebraska trips. We've been everywhere. And great human. Like, what else do you say? But like, great human, wears his heart on his sleeve, loyal to a fault, hardworking, and he's just a lover. He is a lover. I don't mean that in a naughty way. I mean, but probably I won't ask Stacy. I won't ask Stacy. And has just a lovely wife. I just love Stacy to death. God bless her for putting up with us. She's absolutely the best, and you're a wonderful family. And this team could not exist without you on it. So, Bill, say a couple words. I love you. I can't figure out any better way besides sending a Hallmark card or a pop-up book with "I love you" in it. Like, you're on my team.
Thank you, Robbie. Yeah, I had an opportunity to meet Rob through a good friend who went to Miami of Ohio with Rob. And for the 2 years that Rob was there, I was roommates with him, Paul David Rodwell. His name is not Paul Rodwell. For those of you that go to MG Cup, all you guys do not call him Paul. His name's Paul David. And literally, Rob knew that I played golf. I was living out in San Francisco, and Rob came out a few times, and we just started hanging out, playing golf together, and then went to that first Ireland trip, and it literally changed my life. The group, Rob's not joking when he's talking about this crew that we have. We're very fortunate, coming back at all these guys I want to keep in touch with and spend more time with. I was living in San Francisco for 11 years, moved out to Denver, thought I was going to be out for 6 months, and 7 years later, I'm like, this place isn't that bad. And look forward to every opportunity I have to get together with this group, and it's less about where we're playing and more about who we're with. It's a special group, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
I spent many nights on your air mattress in your. He was living in this house in San Francisco with like 5 other dudes who I'm friends with. Some of them. And I would just like crash on your air mattress and we'd go play golf and um, you know, gosh, it's been a while now, but um still
I,
glad you're coming.
I,
Wouldn't
I
do this with me.
I think all of you can relate. I was at the time I was a member at Lake Merced, and I hadn't played any of the other wonderful golf courses in the Bay Area until Rob came out. Rob came out, and we immediately played Cal Club. We played O Club. We played San Francisco Golf Club. We went down and played Monterey Peninsula. Like it was just like a golfer's dream, and it was all due to Rob. Like I mean, I was already kind of interconnected in the area, and this was before the Gillian's renovation. But we got to play Lake Merced together too, and what a special place. And I just hold it in my heart. The opportunity to be able to spend that time with you, Robbie, out there is great.
Awesome. And Nick Hirsch, I'd go back the longest with Nick. Nick, he's a lot taller than I am, but I think of Nick like my little brother. And, I've known Nick since he was probably 12, maybe 10,
12-ish, yeah, for sure.
maybe younger. Because I think I started going to Driver's driving range. It was this, worn out mats, a go-kart track, and arguably one of the worst putt-putt courses that ever charged a fee. And I would go there, and you were a couple years younger than me, 2 or 3 years younger than me, and just one of the most talented players I'd seen in my life. Like, great mix of distance and touch around the greens. Like, closest thing, honestly, to playing with Phil Mickelson that you will see. Like, yeah, there's some loose shots. Yeah, there might be a couple little meltdowns. But he'll hit it 330 yards, 350 yards. He'll hit the recovery shots that nobody would ever think to try. When the putter gets going, everything goes in. Not some of them, everything goes in. And he's got the flop shots, the bump and runs. He's got all of them. I think Nick was a PGA pro for a little while, got his amateur status back, and is now an absolute menace in the greater Pittsburgh and Ohio Valley area. But beyond that, like, just seeing him, from age 12 to now, and I've friends with Nick's wife in high school, friends with his parents. So, I don't want to sound like I'm that much older than Nick. I'm not. We went to high school together. We, we played high school golf together, and we were dominant. 24-0. I think
24-0. Did we ever lose a high school match? I don't think we ever did.
I
Like, we
remember
were
our
more. I
last
think
year
we were more like
24-0 because
150.
yeah, we never lost. We basically never fucking lost. And we were, for being good guys, we were legitimately the 2 most fucking hated people in all of high school golf.
You were number 1 and I was number 2 as far as hated.
Universally despised and proud of it. Like,
Shout
legitimate.
out to Meadowbrook High School golf team.
Yeah. Do you remember that? There was like one conference championship where I was playing with that kid Logan, and we gave each other repeated back-to-back penalty strokes, and it just escalated to a point of stupidity. And our coaches just like waved off all the penalty strokes because it was clearly personal and just like the most dickish display of humanity ever. But at any rate, I give you my little brother, Nick Hirsch. So glad you're coming, man.
Yeah, I'm so pumped up. I'm like just so happy to be a part of the team. Every time I get invited to one of these events, you meet so many cool people. And we talked about the Ireland trip and meeting or getting back in touch with Matt and meeting Casey and all those guys. And now they're friends for life. And, Billy, I've got to spend some time with you over the last couple of years, and Jamie. And I'm sure Jake and John and the rest of the team, we're all going to be friends for life now too. And to go to Nebraska, like I've always read and watched videos of the sand hills and how cool it is. And I only can imagine playing there. And here's Rob Ellsworth and Matt inviting me to this cool event. So I'm super pumped. But the number one thing I'm looking forward to is playing match play against Casey and Matt and the competition of this whole thing. Because like I said before you got on, Matt, and I don't even think you were on yet, Rob, is I'm not going all the way to Nebraska to lose. So
Yeah, that's exactly the
100,
spirit.
right? So yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to everything about it. And it's, thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Well, the special
I need to bring up something here though. I am in the USGA app verifying everybody's handicap. Nick, you haven't posted a score in the month of June. That's
Dude,
not possible.
he has been. I'm his spokes. He has
Oh,
been.
you know,
he has
so
injured.
so I played. You could, all right. Text Joey's my witness that I haven't been playing. I got beat by my dad on Friday.
Okay.
I shot 74. I'll go ahead and post that. Thanks for reminding me.
I see. Actually, I see the last. It looks like the last score you posted
Was
was
when we
the round
played.
you played with me, and we both kind of had our
Yeah.
bad holes, and damn
Te-
near
te-
lost to Joey. So
Text Joey and he'll be my
all right,
witness
no,
that I
that's
haven't been
fine.
playing.
Just checking it out. It's
You're gonna get. You're gonna get some.
probably the highest your handicap's ever been. So
You're gonna get some Steubenville verification there. Be like, yeah,
I will. I will. I'm
Which
being
we-
honest.
yeah.
friend of the program, Joey Burns. Is he just moving to Steubenville now? Is he never going
Yeah,
back to Mexico?
No, he's moving back.
That's great. All
Yeah,
right, wonderful.
he's having too much fun back here to go back. Like, I mean, he's basically, since I haven't been playing a lot, he's been playing golf with all of my friends. He's taken over my spot in the friend group, and he's
That's
having so much fun golfing. He's staying.
I
So
thought he was
I'm
just coming back to town to breathe in the Aaron Rodgers era for the Steelers. Like, that just-
well, maybe that too. A little Super Bowl run.
I will say for the
that's
record,
okay.
Aaron Rodgers was older than me, which makes me grateful for our season because, while I have hired a personal trainer and am taking my physical fitness seriously this summer, I don't think I could run to the end of the fucking street. So I'm nervous for our football team, and all the.
I'll tell you this about the Steelers. I listened to an interview with Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk today, and Mike Florio grew up in Wheeling, lives in Bridgeport, West Virginia, knows the Steeler organization. He said, and he's not a Steelers fan, but he knows football, and he made a good point. For all of us Steeler fans that are skeptical about Aaron Rodgers and whether or not he can deliver, he's still better than any quarterback we've had since 2020, when probably Ben Roethlisberger's last really good season.
Anyways, I do have a special treat for the Team Blue Wave. We're going to fly in early and play Sandhills Golf Club the day before the rest of the group gets to Gray Bowl. And Sandhills, Billy, you've played it. We played it last August. It's just special. It's really freaking cool. And I think it has, other than maybe Macrahonish in Scotland, the best opening hole in all of golf. I think it has maybe two of the best par fives in all golf. It is fun. It's challenging. The best burger in golf on Ben's porch. Great swag. They even sell the burger seasoning in the pro shop, which is, Jamie, we've discussed, is just the ultimate elite level pro shop performance. I mean, that's first rate. But I'm really pumped for us all to get to play 36 at Sandhills and get a chance to play with everybody. And Nick and I will talk with the group Sunday night after we do Sandhills in the first round of Great Bowl, and we'll start mapping out our pairings. Matt, I don't know, we haven't discussed yet, like, do we want to make our groups and then pair them in the matches, Or do we do it the way they do in the Ryder Cup, where you announce a team and then I announce a team and then I announce a
Yeah,
team?
I like the way of I envision this on Sunday night. Casey and I and you and Rob, after after we have our team meeting, after we have the dinner with everybody, our team meetings, then we'd get together and get the pairings
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of we pick a pairing, you pick a pairing, then you pick
No,
a pairing,
you-
we pick a pairing. Yeah.
You guys are the home team because Trump's president, and so we get to pick first every time, and then you guys. Or wait, how does it go? So would we pick you throw the team out and then we match it, or vice versa? Yeah. So you guys would have to throw out first.
And that goes first.
You would go first every time, and then we match it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your
well, we'll
home team.
discuss that. That's up for negotiation.
Well, Matt is working on his negotiating skills after he agreed on the record to bring me with no strokes. So our final singles match, well, we're gonna go out first so that we can go back and cheer on our teams. But we're gonna play straight up, and the Parker Improvement Project is
It's
in
going
full-
terribly.
It's going to well.
It's stalled out.
I believe in.
Nice.
I believe. I look. Golf is a crazy fucking game,
Yeah.
and anything can happen. If I were to bet, I would bet on me. But I am not declaring victory. I am not predicting victory. I'm not that bold and outlandish, but I feel really good about our squad. I feel good about the match. I think it's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun.
You
Long
get
and
some
short.
FanDuel odds in here. New sponsor for Golf and Politics.
Well, real quick, what is everybody here drinking tonight? Am I the only one drinking?
No, I'm drinking Wellers, and I got High Noon. I'm double fisting here.
Spotted cow.
Nice.
I got a little JBL 18.
No
Jake-
drinking in the office.
Ah, it's early.
Your grandmother would
Oh,
be
come
upset with you.
on.
I know she would be.
You
Should have brought a Fresca.
You keep
We
anything
carried
in your
the same-
desk?
We carry the same policy in majority group. The same.
Yeah.
No drink. At any
Is that cart in your office?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Indicative
outside
of
the
that?
bar. In the
It's
office.
it's just artwork. They're filled with wine. They're filled with wine.
So I'm kind of bummed out tonight. As I mentioned before we started recording tonight, I literally was coming in a few minutes late because I was driving up from the southern part of Tennessee, where I was playing Sweetens Cove today, and I was expecting to be able to buy a bottle of their bourbon at Sweetens Cove. They don't sell it at the golf course, and I didn't have time to stop at a liquor store to get some, so stopped at a gas station and got a Modelo. But no, it was
better than water.
a very interesting course, Sweetens Cove, unlike any place I've probably ever been, and a true experience, that's for sure. Anybody here ever been down there?
I haven't. No.
Did you order
Yeah.
Domino's?
No, I did not.
That's the move. You got to
You
order
have to get
Domino's at the turn.
Domino's.
Oh, we did the food truck there. They had smash burgers at the food truck that were incredible.
And you gotta-
What
you
was
gotta
the
come
hang?
with a local move? It's like going to National Golf Links and not doing the lobster lunch, or going to Marion and not taking a shower. Like, what's wrong with you?
Not
do you
getting
hate him?
the
How do you
burger
hate him?
dog at O Club.
Yes, I have burger
I'll
dog at
pass.
Oak-
I'm no mooka.
Yeah, good stuff.
What was
Well,
the
what do
hang
you-
like?
what- It was good. I mean, it's different. You know, there was groups of 10 playing out there, and you get behind a group of 10, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna skip ahead till we find an open hole. And so there's just a little bit of that chaos going on, but everybody's super chill. It's all match play for the most part, and people just having fun. The course is not incredibly long, and it's not super penal, but the greens are just absolutely diabolical. They're crazy. I drove multiple par fours that I ended up bogeying because you get in these situations where you drove to the green, but you're putting up a mountain like this, you know, and so if you don't get it all the way up, it comes all the way back down to your feet. So
Sounds
And
like
these are all
you're
brand new
dialing in your
greens,
driver.
right?
what's that?
Sounds like you're dialing in your driver.
Well, no, we played different tees too. We played 33 holes, so like sometimes
Oh,
we played
okay.
it at 2,500 yards for 9 holes, and other times we played it at 3,300 yards. So there was some really drivable holes in 250, 260.
Please.
But fun time. I would do it again with the right group of people for sure. The
Well,
group I was with today was great.
Matt, I think, as somebody that's put together tournaments for a long time, it's been fun not having to be totally responsible for this one. You've done a lot of work. Why don't you give us a quick rundown of the event, what the players can expect over the 3 days, a little bit about your team, and why we're doing this?
Yeah, my team is very similar to your team. Guys that I believe will, number one, first and foremost, have a good time, get along with others, have some good arguments without becoming enemies, and actually forge friendships across the aisle. And I think that'll be great. Everybody on the trip is somebody that will have a good time. They're all different, but they're also all grinders, and I think that's what makes a trip like this fun. I wasn't interested in having anybody on my team that was just gonna, after 3 or 4 bad holes, just give up. And one thing Nick Kirsch can attest to, and Rob, you can attest to, like, Nick's been with me when I've made 2 or 3 double bogeys in a row, but that was the best I could do on that hole. I give it everything I have on every hole, and I wanted a group of guys that would do the same thing. What we can expect is just a really great time. We're going to show up Sunday late morning. We're going to tee off in the afternoon for our practice round. The practice round will be a cash game where there's no teams or anything. Everybody just play handicap, stable for scoring, and we'll pay out cash prizes. Everybody chipping $100 for that, and then we will have a formal dinner on Sunday night. Jacket and tie. Our team's going to wear red ties. Your team's going to wear blue ties. And I was inspired by Rob's wine dinner that he does at MG Cup. And so on our team, and what we're encouraging your team to do too, is for everybody that's participating to bring some kind of gift for their team, something that's meaningful. That could be a lot of different things. Some guys are, I think one of my guys is doing a shoe bag for everybody on the team. So just something nice. We're going to have great tee gifts for you. The amount that you're spending is really covering all your golf, all your alcohol, food, lodging, first class accommodations across the board. And then we have sponsors lined up to pay for the event. One, for a production team. We're going to have a full-fledged production team filming and doing interviews. I've got some ideas on things we want to do on Sunday night, Monday, and also on Tuesday. And so we'll have a production team there. And it's going to be a good time, and we'll have good tee gifts. I know we're going to have team uniforms and things of that nature. So trying to figure out the last tee gift. One of the cool tee gifts we had planned has been difficult to get completed. So we'll see how that comes together. We got a couple more days to try to figure that out, but
Well,
I'm really looking forward to hanging with you guys for 3 days.
I talked to RTJ's merchandise coordinator today, and she can help out and get the Golf and Politics logo and everything for the shoes. I had her make a couple calls. They're willing to do that when you have a 14-year track record of spending way too much money. So luckily I'm very confident in our tee gifts. I believe in swag. I think that, if you're going to throw an event, at least get people shit that they're going to want to wear. And, even if you just buy a bunch of like cheap shit, you're still spending a lot of money. So my view on it is spend a little bit more and get the good stuff and get things that people want to wear. Nobody wants to wear things that have a massive logo or, shit like that. They want to wear like the things that they would buy at a pro shop. And a lot of times my view on getting gifts is go that extra mile, do it right, and get them something that like they wouldn't ordinarily buy themselves in the pro shop. Like do something really cool and unique that they're proud of. And you would not believe this, but it's honest to God truth. There have been people through MG Cup throughout the years that I've run into people that said, what's Majority Group? And they're like, oh, it's a DC lobbying firm. My buddy runs it. Cool golf tournament. And they're like, oh shit, my company needs help on X, Y, or Z. And I've gotten introductions through that. And so that became a very good paying client. And so I view swag from now on as paid for, because I still have that client to this day. And that it never would have happened without the golf swag from my fucking golf tournament. Like, that's kind of a weird, cool thing. So it's like when you're advertising or marketing or trying to grow a brand, you don't have to reach everybody. You don't have, you know, that isn't your ROI. You got to reach the right people. And in our line of work, you don't need 500 clients, a couple new ones is always great and it kind of pays for itself. So I think as we're trying to grow the Golf and Politics brand, sadly, one of the things, I think we're doing great. I mean, we're growing like 70% a month, which is really, really good. And an outside, we've hired an outside ad firm to help push it. But you're going to be stunned by our guest lineup for the rest of the year. I mean, some really, really, really big names. I'm not going to leak any right here, but some awesome, awesome names. And the key is to get viral moments. You want to get that one viral moment on TikTok, one viral moment on YouTube that hits. And we've had a couple that have hit 1 million. We had one that hit 1 million people.
Yeah, it's
We've had-
well over 1 million now.
Yeah. And so the point is to get our guests to share the clips and the videos, to get, our friends and viewers to share things that they think are interesting or compelling. And you never know what will spark that moment that takes it from something that's fun to do and a hobby to something that is making money and influencing people's decisions on where they play, what they buy, what they're doing. And so I think we're headed in that direction. And I think this tournament will certainly do that. And I also believe in the initial cause. Matt and I worked together. My first full-time job on Capitol Hill, we worked for the same Republican congressman from our home area. And obviously our lives have gone in different political directions, but the core bond and the core friendship doesn't change. And golf is a big part of that. And golf is something that can make people who have wildly different views on a whole host of issues find some commonality. And I think the biggest threat to this country, and I honestly believe this, is our inability to have constructive conversations with each other, with people who disagree with us, and truly listen to them. Because what they feel, even if it's wrong, even if we disagree with it, it's true to them. And perception is reality. And if you're playing in a democracy game, you got to have a majority. You got to get to 218. You got to get to 51. You've got to get to 270 in the Electoral College. You only do that through consensus. And then once all of that political shit is over and you get to the hard work of legislating and really trying to impact people's lives and do things that mean something to them through cheaper childcare, taking care of elderly parents, getting a trade certification to get back to work, going back to community college or a 4-year college and getting a degree. When you're trying to put legislation through like that really does impact people, Matt and I, or people like us, have to agree. We have to be able to get enough people together to get something done. And I've yet to figure out a better way than golf and alcohol. Those have always been the sources of that for me. Now, I say all of this before we enter our shotgun 9 and completely light your fucking ass up.
You guys and everybody else that listens, it's really helpful when you're on social media and you engage with our content and comment on it and pass it on. That's how we're growing this. And also, everybody that listens, please go on our website, golfandpolitics.com, and subscribe to our email newsletter. That helps a lot as well. That's another way that we can help get advertisers' message out there. So that's really what this is from a business perspective. It's what it's all about. And the more that we can grow the business end of this, the more we can bring you great content and do fun things like Grable and expand it even further. So with that, Rob, go ahead.
All right, shotgun 9. I'm gonna kick this off, and each of us are gonna ask some questions. Now, there is a important rule to this game. Our panel, and you can do the same to me when your fascist buddies come on the show in a theater. I say that lovingly because I've met Casey and Jefferson. Have I met anybody else on the team?
Casey,
Yeah, just Casey
obviously.
and Jefferson, right?
Casey and Jefferson.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
great.
think that's it.
They're great guys, and I'm super pumped for that. So here are the rules for this, and you can do the same to me, and I'll be delighted to answer your questions, whatever they are. But if my team assembled here today, John and Jamie, Jake, Bill, and Nick, aren't happy with your response, and we are shaking our heads, and we think you're giving us a bunch of Trump jock sniffing bullshit, you have to drink. And I want a real drink. But if we reach a consensus after each question that you have honestly and ethically and independently given us your true opinion, and we will drink. Is that fair? Okay.
Yeah, it's fair.
Maybe not just like one little bitty sip of Modelo, maybe like a chug since you're drinking
This is
beer.
this is
Oh,
all
there
I
you
have
go.
left.
Yeah.
How
I mean,
the-
you're,
I
Would you
plan
buy a
to give you the
6-pack
answers.
at the gas station?
No,
Come on.
I bought just one big boy.
Who buys one
It's-
tall boy?
Are
Who
you
buys a
kidding?
singular tall
That's like
boy?
the most
somebody
alcoholic
that-
move on the planet.
Somebody that has to. I even have a paper bag for it.
God.
I have to get up at 4:30 in the
wait,
morning to catch a flight to
Wait,
Philly.
real
so.
quick, I have two people I want to introduce. First, one of the gentlemen that I invited to participate on the Blue Wave who cannot make it due to a family commitment, Mr. Brad Cheney.
Brad Cheney.
Mr. Brad Cheney is here.
Brad.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Brad.
What guy? Friend of the program.
What's up,
See, Cheney.
Brad?
Friend of the program.
We talking about lots of liberal shit and how, terrible.
And another teammate for the Blue Wave,
Where are we?
Mr. Ryan Sawyers.
Hi guys.
This is Ryan.
What's up, Brian?
So I met Ryan through Brad in MG Cup, but Ryan is also a member at RTJ and won the RTJ Match Play Championship last year and is such a good guy. He's been an elected Democratic public official and is going to really add to the group with a killer sense of humor, sharp wit, and a good golf game.
I'm going to add to Matt's haircut. We got two of us, and we're
Hey,
going to
that's great.
Well,
absolutely.
Matt claims that his is natural. Is yours?
Mine is, dude, this part, it's natural. Like this part,
Yeah, I'll tell you, here, the truth about my hair is that I
Yeah.
do have a lot of hair.
the rest of this is all
but
violation of Leviticus.
it-
Yes.
it-
I'm
It
well
got
versed.
so thin. It just got so thin that wind and water were my enemies. And I was like,
Look,
the
I'm
hell
ready
with
for
this.
anything.
We're
You want to
cutting it
run a
off.
marathon? You want to go to
Yeah,
a wedding?
right.
I'm ready. I'm ready for
Yeah.
all of it. So it's
Same
I'm
here.
ready.
Same here.
And Matt, we are joining you here from the Smith Cottage of RTJ from 1991. And straight out of 1991,
Yeah.
there have probably been some unspeakable things that have
Yeah.
occurred in this cup.
That's high MG Cup.
Just from MG Cup alone. But I wanted you to meet an actual member of the Blue Wave and an invited member of the Blue Wave who was not able to attend, but would love to next year. Who would love to be there.
Pleasure to meet the guys that has that before. Jamie. Yes.
Cheers,
See ya.
boys.
Looking forward to seeing you in Nebraska.
Yeah.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
See you guys.
All righty. All right. Question number 1 for Matt to answer from the bottom of your heart, not on behalf of clients, but from your own integrity, your own personal beliefs. Yes or no, did Donald Trump lie about winning the 2020 election?
That's a
Drink.
loaded question.
Drink.
It's
Is
not
it
loaded.
really?
Drink.
Drink.
Is it really?
Drink.
Sure. I'll
You
drink.
fucking paused after that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean, look,
Finish your drink.
it is a. I will say this. I was at a dinner party once, and somebody said, "Was the 2020 election stolen?" And it's like, God, I don't want to answer this because half the people at the dinner party want me to say one thing, and half the other people want. So I spoke from the bottom of my heart. I said yes, but not like you think. I think that it was stolen in the sense of algorithms that we know from Twitter that blocked information flow to the voters. I think it was stolen by the pharmaceutical companies that denied
Next
that would not
question.
come to Trump's
Next
defense when he
question.
said that we would have a
Next
vaccine.
question.
I could go on and on.
Jake,
In fact,
your
Good
turn.
God.
changing
Fake
the
news.
voting rules.
Fake news. Fake
All right.
news.
Fucking
Cheers.
drink. You got
So that wasn't supposed to be the hard one.
Seriously. Good Jiminy Christmas. that was the easiest question of this whole slew of 9.
So we'll be here a while. Was the January 6th insurrection, quote, a day of love, end quote, by American patriots, or was it carried out by the deep state and Antifa?
No, it was nonsense by people. I mean, look, it was not a day of love. There were people that violated the law, and I'll call it out. Like, I had a client that literally was, and it gets mocked by the Democrats now, but he literally was hiding behind one of the bulletproof stairs, not because he was scared, because he was staying in there to try to calm and de-escalate the situation. So, no, I mean that's a black eye in our country's history, and I will always say that. And again, I'm not speaking for any of my clients. I'm speaking for me personally.
Get out the
I
pardons.
thought it was atrocious.
Shout out
strong
Indian
answer.
Creek High School.
Yeah, good answer. Seriously.
Derek Jankard, Indian Creek High School. Pardoned by the President of the United States.
Again, I have to say this all the time. I'm not speaking for any of my clients. But no, I look, and I think most people don't look at January 6th as a day of love. And I don't know exactly what the president said about that or didn't say, but I don't think it was a good thing for America. I'll put it.
Well, and John learned this on his first day of law school before he asked his next question. The principle of causation, if not for A, would B have happened?
Correct.
If not for the big lie about the election being stolen, would there have been a Stop the Steal rally? If not for advertising and inviting people to Washington to stop the steal, would there have been a rush on the Capitol?
Well, there was no demand for violence. I mean, I think that's where, your side wants to.
He literally said,
Oh,
"Go up there and give them hell." Go.
You don't think that politicians talking that way all the time? They talk in emotional tones. Give them hell doesn't mean break windows and storm the Capitol.
Not
So
with the action
I don't
following of
buy
Donald
into
Trump.
that. I look.
It's
I
very
think 2020 could have been. Look, if I was advising the president, let's just put it out there. If I was advising the president, ultimately Donald Trump's going to do what Donald Trump's going to do, regardless of whoever's advising him. But if I was advising him when that happened and he did not win the election, my advice to him would have been move on immediately and immediately start campaigning in Georgia. Immediately become or retain the leadership that you have of this party and go out and win the midterms in a huge way. And you're going to walk into the presidency because Biden's not going to be able to do it.
Okay,
He didn't do that. He still ended up becoming president again. So he might know better than I would, but that's how I would have advised him if I was around 2020. And if I'd advised him that way, I probably wouldn't have stayed in the inner circle. So
I'm going to give you an A.
I'll leave it at that.
I'm going to give you an A for the first part of the answer. So I'll gladly drink to that.
I'm just drinking regardless until I'm out. So here we go.
But the dancing around on the second part of the answer, it wasn't as terrible as your first, as of the 2020 election. I mean, that's just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But I'm going to make you drink one more big swig.
I mean, whatever you do, don't finish a tall boy beer in an hour.
So,
an hour and 15 minutes, for heaven's sake.
I told you I planned to stop, but I had to get back in time. So
I'm now going to hand it over to John Stillman, who will inevitably be my lawyer.
Yeah, but just no matter like what happens, Illinois bar, close your ears for the next question or whatever I say. But
don't hurt your future. Don't hurt.
No. But I'm just here to depose you right now. So in federal court, Donald Trump told a judge and a jury of his peers under oath that he never engaged in sexual activities with Miss Stormy Daniels, and that the entire legal system is corrupt and rigged against him. Do you think he's telling the truth about Stormy? No sexual activity, it didn't pay her off?
I have no reason not to believe the president of the United States for his word. I'm not his bedroom. I don't know.
It's a yes or no question. Yes or no question.
Oh man, is it
I
hard?
don't have
Like,
to answer your yes or no question.
We don't
is
have
it
to
hard
object to- I'm
fucking
not
lying to
objecting to it.
yourself?
I
this
don't engage
frequently?
in hypothetical questions
Like,
that I have no
Yes
idea
or
what the
no?
answer is.
Yes or no? Okay.
How
I
challenging
believe the
is it to
president.
look in the mirror and convince
Hypothetical.
yourself?
I believe the president.
So do you think if you took a photo with Stormy at his golf outing that, and all this suddenly emerged, that there was,
He takes pictures of lots of people. I mean,
oh God.
so I have no answer there. So I have no reason not to believe him.
Good God.
Well, wait till my next question, because I know you believed him about something that didn't come true.
What are we on?
Go
So are we on 6 now, or what are we on?
Oh, we're on
Well,
4.
we're talking.
When are we
ab-
getting to my dream
we're
foursome?
talking about-
You've been
Poor pace
dying
of
to
play.
do it.
Look,
Yeah.
Matt,
Look, you could ask me about Bill Clinton and I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Of course he was lying. Of course he did. Of course people like
I
getting.
don't. But look, how
course
am I
it's-
supposed to know that?
Oh,
Of course
I don't know
stop.
that.
No one's asking if you were in the room. Like,
Yeah,
use your
well-
common sense or knowledge.
My common sense is to not comment on it and take an opinion on something that I have no way of knowing the truth on. So,
Congratulations.
one thing I know
Yeah.
for sure. One thing I know for sure. Even if he did diddle Stormy Daniels, he sure as hell fucked you. I mean, right or not? You gotta be kidding me. Look, on
you
what
guys keep
planet-
it coming. It's good for business. Keep it coming.
On
It's
what
good.
planet do you spend most of your time? Okay. Next question is Billy.
Guillermo. All right. If President Obama accepted a $400 million plane from a country that funded Hamas, instructed the Pentagon to spend over $1 billion of security features that to only use the final year of the presidency before having the government sign it over to the Presidential Library of Chicago, how would you feel about that? Like, would
if
you
Barack
just,
Obama-
yeah, if Barack Obama
Yeah,
did
I mean,
that,
look,
would you be okay with
I'll
it,
be-
or would you just?
I will be a moment of real honesty here. Not that everything else hasn't been honesty, but like I'm
Everything
going to
else
say
has been
something that could get. No, everything else has been honest, but this is something that I'm treading on thin ice here, considering my job. Yes, if Obama would have done that, I would have hit him politically on it, hard. And I think people hitting Trump on it politically is fair game. Now, do I think that Donald Trump is somehow corrupt for accepting it? No, I don't think that in any way is Donald Trump going to make some decision
Drink.
to benefit them.
Drink.
I'm out of alcohol, but
Of
yeah.
course you are.
So
What about Pam Bondi being
Standard
accepting
Republican
being a
there.
lobbyist for Qatar? What about his attorney general being a former lobbyist for the state government of Qatar? You don't think that's any collusion?
I know that. I mean, Rob's lobbied for foreign governments, so I mean, like
I'm not
it's
the
not.
Rob's
It
not
doesn't make it.
accepting a $400
It's like
million
accepting planes.
I'm not the Attorney General of the United States. But
I didn't say that. I'm just saying there's nothing illegal or unethical about lobbying for a foreign government. So
Rob's not the attorney general.
I'd gladly be the Attorney General, but I can't afford the pay cut. It's a shitty job.
it would hurt. It would hurt the golf trips.
I'm counting on you, John, to rise the ranks.
All right, what are we on here? 7, 8? I mean, I do want to answer the dream foursome question. I've been dying to answer that question.
We're on 2. Why don't you go piss in a cup?
2.
Drinking it.
We are not on 2.
Open the mini bar. Open the mini bar is what it comes down to.
We're on to the 7-Eleven.
And let's go. Let's go. Our next question, number 5, is from Mr. Nicholas Kirsch, Senator Kirsch.
All right, Matt. On this podcast, you're repeatedly saying the praises of Elon Musk and Doge and rebuffed all of Rob's warnings that this effort would end in embarrassment and the deficit would explode anyway. Now that Elon has publicly said that Trump was on the Epstein list and your Republican Party is about to vote on raising the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, was Rob right?
In some ways, yeah, for sure. And I mean, there was plenty of times that I agreed with Rob and where he was coming from. So, I mean, look, what happened here is clearly a bit of an embarrassment on how it went down. Rob, here's something Rob and I agree on. Like, I don't think that where Rob is right is that he was saying this was Elon Musk doing this is not going to actually lead to cutting government, and I believed that maybe that it would. Where Rob and I have always agreed is that these cuts that need to take place have to be acts of Congress. And the current Congress, I don't believe, has the appetite to take up that action. So,
Why would you say that?
ultimately,
I'll drink to that.
By
what do you
led,
mean? Why would it?
I mean, it's Republican led. Like, shouldn't you be fiscally
Yeah,
conservative?
there's no desire in our party to cut Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. Like, and those are the things that are going to have to be reformed, and there's going to have to be some cuts in order for us to get on a path to a balanced budget. Period. Like, so we can talk about it all day long. Congress right
Or you
now,
could just
Republican-led Congress,
raise the
No, they
corporate
were- I-
tax. I mean, that's an option.
that's not necessarily an option either, because that might not work out for the economy, and it might create other problems that you have to deal with. So I don't know that there's an easy solution. Getting our country back to fiscal responsibility is going to be incredibly hard. I do believe that Elon got incredibly frustrated with the process. He saw that Congress was not going to act. And here's the other thing. I think you might see some real congressional fights. I think Elon Musk is weighing his options on how much he wants to spend in Republican primaries to change the Congress. I mean, I do believe that is on the table. So I think there's a lot that's going to happen over the next couple of years, and I don't claim to have the answers. I will tell you that I'm as frustrated as anybody that our country is so fiscally unsound.
Would anybody else like to jump in? Maybe Mr. Gillespie, you're a professional. Would you like to jump in?
Plead the fifth.
Oh, come on.
Beer though. I think I have to fucking drink because of you.
Yeah.
What?
Now, and it's an interesting situation, because given the political realities of where we're at, if I was a member of Congress, I would proudly vote for the big beautiful bill. That doesn't mean that I believe that we can continue to let this go. Ultimately, we have a situation now where a president doesn't want to touch entitlements, and I understand why, but entitlements are going to have to be reformed, or else our country's going to go bankrupt eventually.
But I understand reining in the growth of entitlement spending. I get it. I've said it multiple times on here, and I've pissed off a lot of liberals who watch our show that write, I can't believe you would agree to that. But you have to put tax increases on the table. You just have to.
I would be open to putting tax increases on the table if I was a member of Congress.
And work.
I mean, I like, you can't get something for nothing. Like, at some point, you've got to figure out a tax system that's fair to the populace as a whole, and that's always going to be up for discussion. And there's so many interest groups and giveaways within our tax code, and you would end up lobbying, I'm sure, Rob, on a lot of different sides of these kind of issues.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I think fundamentally, I think that Grover Norquist and the tax reform pledge, which most of my clients sign, I don't know that it's helpful for long term, because if, like you've talked about, our country is very split. Like, I think that we think incorrectly if we think that we control everything in Washington. At the end of the day, it's a very thin margin that you have. And so in order to get things accomplished for the long term, there's going to have to be some compromises. There's going to have to be some tax reform and probably some tax increases. There's going to have to be entitlement spending that gets under control. There's a lot of those things that have to come together. And right
here's the
now,
thing.
it's not.
I can blame the American people as much as you want to, but at the end of the day, it takes leadership and presidential leadership and congressional leadership to go sell to the public a plan that requires both sides to do something they don't want to do. And I'll say this very clearly. Nobody wants to pay more taxes if money's just going to be pissed away. Nobody wants to cut popular spending that they or someone they love benefits from if there's going to just be tax breaks to people like you and me. That doesn't make sense. It has to be a balanced approach. Next question is from Jamie.
Matt, we're going to keep it easy on you this one. This is like a no-brainer. So we've tried to do the math here where we've set the over-under of Donald Trump club championships. This could be senior, adaptive, whatever club championships he wants. We set the number at 22.5. We would like you to pick an over or under that number.
Well, I mean, that's what he's actually won 22, right? I mean, that's a undisputed fact. So I don't know what's the question here. Are you asking he's going to
Is
win
it-
more in the future, or
Is the dude a cheater?
So it's
or
under
not?
20. So it's under. And the
That's the
question.
better
Okay, so
question.
we'll set the line at 22, and I guess the question is, of those 22, how many of those were played by himself?
I've heard that quite
He's
a
a
few.
scramble.
So, yeah, I've heard that he plays on a special day. I've heard a lot of that. So
Drake.
no, I have. I just did. How is that Drake? I just agreed with him that he's played by himself.
He's a pencil whipping cheater. He's an absolute cheater. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I
you know how hard
will
it
tell
is-
you.
do you know how hard it is to win a club championship?
Oh, it's very hard. It's very hard.
Club?
Apparently now if you're Donald Trump.
All right.
To
Jake,
that end, yeah, question 7. And if this reference is like too globalist for you or something, I can explain it. But true or false, do the caddies at Wingfoot call Trump Pele?
I have no idea. No idea.
I grant I didn't know this before, so I'll let him have this one. We might not know the answer here.
you know who
Yeah.
Pele is? Do you know who Pele is?
Yes, I know Pele is. Very famous soccer player.
Do you know what the
Many
reference
years
would be?
ago.
Do you know what the reference
Yeah,
would be?
kicking his ball out of the bad situations. Yeah.
The old foot mashing. The
Yeah.
old foot mashy. Okay.
I
All
hear
right.
ya.
Drink again. Drink again. Unsatisfied.
You know I'm out of alcohol, so
John still me.
All
the
right,
floor.
so
Take the-
I'll ask this question as someone who just said about 15 minutes ago they trust everything that Donald Trump says. As someone who voted for Trump because Donald Trump said he's the president of peace and no more wars, do you remotely worry about our unprovoked assault on Iran, which was an act of war on behalf of another country? Nothing about Ukraine, India, Pakistan, total destruction of the Palestinians, but there's been nothing about that. But there's suddenly an issue now.
no, I'm not worried. I think it was the right move to drop those bombs, and I don't believe that Iran is suicidal. The Ayatollah knows that if they come after us, we could bury them.
Even
It
with
wouldn't
the
even
back
be
of
a
the
fair-
Russians,
it would not-
we just walk into
The,
World
Ru-
War
the, I mean,
III.
well, the Russians aren't going to come to Iran's defense. There's nothing there. So
Putin
I'm
said
not-
he'd supply nuclear weapons to Iran yesterday.
I missed that. The thing I saw yesterday is Trump said that Putin called
Don't
him
worry
and
about
asked him
that.
if he
Yeah,
needed help
do
with
it.
Iran,
That's
Hey,
fake news.
and Trump said, "No, I need help with you. You need to get your act together." So
Well,
look, it's a difficult situation in many of these places,
It's not
but
difficult.
I do believe that I do believe it's. What do you mean it's not difficult?
Why-
Like,
what-
foreign affairs are always difficult.
Of course, but like, why do we need to butt our head into it?
Because Iran has funded how many terrorist attacks against Americans through the years?
So as
And this
Saudi
is,
Arabia,
this is
Should
the
we put-
country we do. Yeah.
Should we put troops on the ground?
No, absolutely not.
but so
we
is dropping a
can't.
bomb an act of war or not?
No, I believe destroying their nuclear facilities was the right move.
Did we even
And
accomplish that?
there's not going to.
No, we got
Yes, we accomplished that.
3 weeks. We bought ourselves 3 weeks.
so just to put this in perspective, the United States had 20 bunker busting bombs in our capacity. These are the weapons that can go 200 feet underground and destroy and explode once they hit 200 feet. Designed for this purpose. We had 20 of them. We used 12 of them in this mission. The president said we obliterated 100% of their nuclear capabilities. His own intelligence community came out today saying that maybe we touched 20%, but the enriched uranium somehow was moved and got out of there. It is breathtaking to me how dropping 12 bunker busting bombs in a campaign that cost billions. I mean, this cost billions of dollars to do this. And our Tommy Toughnuts feat of strength to not achieve the objective. If that is not an act of war, I don't know what the hell an act of war is. And I will say this.
Well, because here, you know why it's not an act of war? Because Iran's not going to come after us. Do you think that Iran's going to come after American targets? No, because they know we will blow them off the face of the planet.
No, it's
So
because
that's just not going to happen.
Because you've learned nothing from Iraq, where
No, this is completely different than Iraq.
no, it's not.
We had war hawks that wanted to go into Iraq, and that was manufactured, and that was massive troops on the ground. There's not one troop in Iran. There's not going to be any troops in Iran.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Our U.S. embassies, a good friend of mine lives in Stockholm. They were ordered to evacuate yesterday, as were U.S. embassies across Europe, in fear of retaliation. A retaliation from Iran does not mean they're going to send 500,000 troops in the New York and Boston and D.C. A retaliation from Iran is attacking U.S. embassies abroad, bombing U.S. bases and military bases, one-off things that are very painful that could lead to thousands of troops being dead. And because we've escalated this, if they respond in one of those manners and are successful with it, then we have to escalate it. And then Tommy Toughnuts, celebrity apprentice himself, is not going to want to look weak. He's then going to escalate it even further. That is how these things work. And we were all told Saddam Hussein is funding terrorists. Saddam Hussein had something to do with 9/11. Saddam Hussein is going to create a mushroom club. And it wasn't the Iraqi army that caused us a problem. It was the insurgency and the aftermath of that. So in the overthrow of the Iranian regime, you will see a lot of conservative Christians in the United States who are rapture prepping, who believe that Israel will be the place Jesus comes to at the end. That's what this is all about. People laugh, but that's what this is all about.
I agree. I mean, there is that influence in our party that's not helpful, in my opinion.
And it's nuts that we are doing this on behalf of Israel because Jesus is going to come back to Israel in the end of days. And
that's not why Trump is doing that in Israel. I mean, Trump is not a evangelical dispensationalist. I mean,
the people supporting him are. The people supporting him
yes, but that's not why we support Israel, because they're a democracy in a region that's very tough, and they're a strong ally with a strong military, and so they are a great ally for us in the Middle East.
You know as well as I do. We had a boss who was the only Republican to vote against the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
And he took so much shit for doing
He
it.
did.
He had his patriotism question, and he ended up being right. And we are right that the Iraq War was a mistake. And I will tell you this. I'm still young enough to not know everything, but I'm old enough to have lived through enough to see that every single time the U.S. government bombs a Middle Eastern country to protect democracy and human rights, we're about to bomb the very people that we are claiming to help. And we universally make the problem worse at a huge expense of treasure and human life.
Right. And none of that has happened yet. So we'll see how this develops.
We'll stay tuned.
Next question.
In the meantime, drink. Number 9 is from me. Mr. Michael Pence, former Vice President of the United States, recently won the John F. Kennedy Profiles in Courage Award. And the Profiles in Courage book is one of my favorite books I've ever read. It inspired much of what I believe in. And I think Mike Pence is a deserving recipient of it. Do you think that Mike Pence did his constitutional responsibility and was unfairly targeted? Or do you think, like most of MAGA and the President of the United States, that he should have been hanged and thrown out to the wilderness where he currently is in your party?
I'm fine with him being in the wilderness. I think he's a weak leader. And it was proven. I mean, like, nobody voted for the man. I mean, he ran for president and it got zero traction. I mean,
he was elected he was elected vice president of the United States.
Yeah, Donald Trump was elected president. He chose Mike Pence to be his running mate. You know how these things work. So
would he have been acting within his constitutional authority to overturn a presidential election and not certify 270 electoral ballots from states that
I think there could have been some time to look at some things. I would have been more open to that, but
Drink,
Bottom line is, I mean, I have no
Drink.
desire to talk about Mike Pence.
drink. Obviously not, because you're part
Yeah.
of Bingham. And if I were you, I wouldn't want to talk about him either. All right, closing commentary, Jamie.
Yeah. So I lost the quote that you sent me, but I got a new one for you.
You
This is
sent it
for
to me.
you.
You sent it to me.
No,
But go ahead.
I have a new one. Captain Ellsworth, I have a new one for you. This is from Jack Nicklaus, a notorious Republican, I might add, but we're going to steal this for the Democratic squad for us. And this is in 1983. I would not be the first captain to blow this thing. Now let's go out there and show them some fucking brass. So, Rob, let's do that.
Fucking show him some brass. You're going to get nothing but brass. I'm talking just straight up balls that you've not seen since Donald Trump's jockstrap was in your face. And it is, you have Cheeto crumbs all over your mouth, all over your face. But I love you, Matt. I appreciate you taking the line of fire from
I
the
enjoyed
blue-
it. It was good.
And I'll tell you
Good
what,
discussions.
the only thing more aggressive from the blue wave on our politics is going to be the golf. And we're going to bring the heat. And I'm not declaring victory. I'm not even predicting victory. But if you walk out of there victorious, you're going to be bleeding and limping.
Oh, that's good. We look forward to the battle for sure.
Good deal.
I thought there were gonna be some fun questions. I didn't know the whole 9 questions was gonna be just freaking,
Parade.
you know,
I mean,
MSNBC coming after me. You know, geez.
some people would call it MSNBC. Other peoples would call it
I
your
have to
own.
do this for a living all day long, every day. I thought I could answer at least a few fun golf questions or something. So
It's all right. It's all right. We do our best. And I expect the red team to bring the heat when I'm on the show. I think that you answered at least half of the questions fairly well, and I'll give you credit for that. I know
all right,
I'll drink to that half.
deal.
Okay.
Well, guys, I enjoyed it. Look forward to seeing you in August. And
Cheers, Matt.
thanks to everybody that's tuning in. Please continue to do so and go to golfandpolitics.com to subscribe to our email. And again, this GMP Cup is going to be huge. Guys, enjoyed it, and see you soon.